Ladies and gentlemen, it is a momentous occasion, and when I mean momentous occasion, it means I don't have time. I don't have time to do anything today because I have to go in kind of early and leave very late. So I thought instead, I really didn't want to leave today like the proper term. I didn't want to leave today videoless, so I thought I'd get up. That's another lie. I thought once I get up, if I have time, I'll do something. But there is a story I've been dying to tell you guys anyway, so I think, what is the most uneditable thing that I need to do? And that's a story time, because outside of me editing out the stupid stuff that I say, well, actually the whole video is going to be pretty dumb. But outside of that, you know, it's not going to be crazy to edit. It's not going to be, you know, anything crazy like that, but it will be pretty entertaining. So let me set up this nice atmosphere for you guys, because I don't know why I did this. This is just a really weird decision that I decided to make. So most people know I work. All right, yeah, all right, that's the end of the story right there. I went to honestly, I was at the end of the work shift. I was coming back home. Most of the time when I come back home, let me know if you guys do this too. I think most people do, is that sometimes I don't immediately go inside. Sometimes I like to sit in my car, maybe finish the song that's playing or the video I'm watching. If there's a video that I have on my phone and it was playing, obviously not staring at the video, but maybe I am, because I'm parked at my house, so leave me alone. Let me know in the comment section if that's what you do. By the way, speaking of the comment section, make sure you guys like and subscribe on the video. Yes, do that. I'm sitting in my car. All of a sudden, I hear a knock on the door. Now, I would have assumed maybe the people that I live with, maybe that they came outside to either spook me or scare me. You know, like, haha, I'm right. I see you outside. I see you've been outside in your car for too long. Get inside. Like, I don't know, as a weird joke or something like that. But unfortunately, it was not anyone that I knew. So, get a knock on the door. I open the door. That's actually a mistake. There's gonna be a ton of mistakes in this video. So I open the door and I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Oh, I know this is gonna go over terribly. Actually, I think that the police might want to use this video. They might use this video as evidence. The guy is like, hey, sir, my wife was just in an accident over there. I'm not gonna tell you exactly where it is, but my wife is in an accident over there. I just came out and I'm running. I'm trying to get there as quick as possible. Is there any chance that you could get me a ride and bring me over there, because I can't get there right now. My wife had the car, she was in an accident. I'm gonna run over there. Hey, if you don't want to take me, it's fine. I'm just gonna keep running over there. Now, here's like there's a plethora of mistakes that I made here. One, I should have been like, yeah man, tough cookie. But this is the weird part, right? I always think about the time when someone is in need, right? Someone's in need and they actually really do need your help. And I have a lot of weird things about like not helping people. Like, one of my things is that if someone asks me for money on the street and they can they're thinner than me, like they're skinnier than me, it's gonna sound dumb, but I do not want to give them money. Not that I don't want to give them money, I don't want to whip out my wallet. If someone is broke and they're asking you for money and you whip out your wallet, I just feel like the odds are stacked against you that he's just gonna start, he can take your shit and run. You know, so I just never rather do that. I honestly rather make a donation in a store when I have my, you know, my card out and it's like, do you want to do a donation? Oh, fine, all the time. Or it's one of those stands, like I think there's like a military stand sometimes. Do you want to make a donation to the troops? The odds are that the troop is not going to steal my wallet. But if there's someone really broke and they're like, hey, you got like a $2? I don't want to whip out my wallet to prove that I do have money. I didn't want to risk it. But I also know that there's some times where that person probably really needs help. So I was like, you know what? It's down, it's not too far. It wasn't a far ride at all. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I said, hold on. Let me go inside. And here's the second mistake. I didn't tell anyone that I was living with where I was going. Now, at the time, there was a person home. I could have easily told them, hey, I'm going to be going over here, just in case, you know, you need to, you know, if I don't respond or anything like that, or if I don't make it home in a couple minutes, this is where I went. Should have did that. Could have texted them, didn't do that. Could have made a phone call, didn't do that either. It was probably in hindsight, one of the dumbest. It's really bad, but it's only bad if you assume something bad is going to happen. I actually think that if he did have bad intentions, me going inside, I think might have deterred him from doing it anyway. hindsight anyway. So I go back inside, I drop off some of my things, and I come back outside, and he's still waiting. He's trying to tell me where he lives. He's trying to say, hey man, I live here. If you want to, like, I can show you my license to prove that I live in the area, things like that. He's really trying to prove to me that he's not a weirdo. While we're driving, right, he's trying to talk to me. I know, like I said, it's not a far trip, so I'm looking at him the entire time. I'm looking where his hands are. I want to see where his hands are. They're out the entire road. Not that I'm barely paying attention to where I'm driving. It is at nighttime, but I'm just making sure, because especially at nighttime, he can easily pull out a weapon and just try to get the car from me. And I already mentally in my head, before, as I'm driving, I already said, if he wants to take the car, I'll give him the car. Like, I'll just get out the car. I know sometimes what they like to do is that if you, and I watch a lot of murder mysteries and stuff like that, they'll try to like put you at gunpoint or something like that, or at knife point, and they'll try to like have you like drive them to a specific location. And then honestly, at that point, you're screwed. There's a lot of like, what is it, flight or fight things that you have to know. Like, if you're ever in a dangerous situation like that, like driving further away from where you are is probably a no-no. Your best opportunity at that point, and I thought about it, I would just jump out the car. If he was trying to say drive somewhere, I would just drive the car to a location. I made sure I didn't have my seatbelt on. I didn't want to put my seatbelt on at that occasion while we're driving. And I also had my hand, so I had my right hand on the, like, driving, and I had my left hand on the door, ready to just open the door. Because I think, I don't want to do it at like fast speed, but I definitely was willing to open the door and just roll out. I was very mentally prepared to do that while I'm trying to do this guy a favor. It's like, it's probably like the worst thing. Like, when, like, imagine someone's asking you, hey man, do you have this? And I'm like, you're thinking all the worst things in your head, the possibilities, but there is a possibility that that could have went extremely wrong, right? So I'm just preparing myself for the worst, especially the area. And I'm not gonna tell you the area, but especially the area that he asked me to drop him off at. Now, there are like pretty much two components to around my neighborhood. There's one component that's not that bad. As soon as you go to a certain part of where I live, it's just known for nonsense. It's been known for nonsense as long as I've been living here, and it's just how it is. You go to this area and you're in nonsense. So that's where he asked me to drive. We get to the area that he asked me to drive him, and there's nothing. I don't see anything. So this was my biggest red flag, and why I pretty much had to tell him to get out the car, is that now we are in this area. Like I said, it's a pretty bad area, whatever like that. Now, he said that his wife is in an accident. I'm expecting to see an ambulance. If he just said, like, he's pretty much saying that he just, you know, this thing just happened a few minutes ago. If you think about timeline wise, if you heard from someone they were in an accident, just timeline wise, and you're trying to get over there, then this is hindsight thinking about it too, and you're trying to get over there, even if he was on foot, based on where I live and based on where he was trying to go, there's no, like, the car either would have still been there, ambulance would have still been on the way. It would have, everything didn't match up, so he had to get out the car. But as soon as I didn't see an ambulance or anything like that, that was my initial thing, like, okay, hey, I can't drive you deeper and like start driving you around, like find your wife's car in the ambulance. I'm not doing that, because that's, again, me going into deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, which I pretty much already have because of the first two mistakes that I made. Like, okay, man, nah. I was like, yeah. You know what? I'll drop you off here and you can go find your wife. You can find your wife in your broken car. This is as far as we go. This is definitely 100% as far as we go. And he gets out the car. He understood what I was saying. He gets out the car and he just says thank you and he leaves. Now, what I should have did after that was to see if there was any random crimes, because I'm thinking about him killing me or something like that. And I didn't think he could have killed someone else later before. he could have did some crazy shit before and just wanted to be mislocated. And I'm starting, after I've watched so much murder mysteries and stuff like that, not that he was, you know, he could have easily just gotten really far away, so like he could have been seen or set up an alibi. I could have assisted this man in an alibi. Like, oh, what are you talking about? I wasn't even by the house. I was down the street. I was way over here. And then get to a point where he was seeing someone that lived around that area. And I'm also thinking now in hindsight, he could have just, why didn't he just Uber? Like as soon as you put in a request, it's not like instantaneous that someone just comes in, magically pops up. So I can see like if a person was in a scramble, they just start running to where they are. And the only thing I really regret, I wasn't able to see if he actually ran up to my car. Like if he ran up to my car, like if I saw him from a distance and he was running, and that would make a little bit more sense that he was running. He was really trying to find someone. But then again, he could have just been running from the cops. You know, there was no police anywhere that I saw, but still really, really awkward. So the YFO that I really want to know how you feel, but I really want to know, have you guys ever done something nice in that degree and was really weirded out while you were doing the favor? Have you ever done something even for maybe someone that you knew and it just felt sketchy and like something like that? Like am I the only one that did something? Because it does suck. Like sometimes I see people walking, and this is like self-incriminating, but sometimes I see people walking and I want to like, oh man, do you need a ride? Like, do you need a ride? I see that it's walking, it's rainy or it's very hot outside. Do you want to ride? I just never want to ask him because I already know what I look like. I look like a guy that's gonna pick them up and maybe they'll never see someone again. It just seems like no one, the world is just not a nice place. It's so corrupt that doing a little favor, especially in someone in need, and that is how I premised the video, right? Because that was initially what I thought. This guy might be really down in his luck and he needs someone to believe in him, and I wanted to be the person to do that. But at the same time, I was risking a lot in my mind, but at the end of the day, nothing happened. So as funny as I'm making it, like, you know, this guy could have been this guy could have been that, he also could have been exactly what he said he was, but the world doesn't let you perceive that. And if something happened to me, everyone would have looked back and like, oh wow, you're an idiot. Like, let's say if he did attack me, or he tried to bring, which another thing I thought about, he tried to bring my car to an area where he can jump me and take my car. Like his goal was, it might have been to steal the car, but I didn't bring it to an area. I made sure I personally wasn't gonna drive into any inner street. I stayed on a main road the entire time. So there was no way I was gonna bring my car to where, you know, I can't see anything or you can't see people lying in wait. There was some rules that I had in my head, but again, it's just me thinking in the most negative possible. But isn't that the right way to think? Sadly, that you have to be always prepared for the worst. You have to be prepared for that, because when the worst happens, if you're not prepared, you're just caught off guard, and then next thing you know, you are kidnapped, someone steals from you or something like that. You do get hurt, so I as funny as I wanted to make the story, because at the time I thought how funny it was, actually, when I told other people, like my coworkers and stuff like that, they were like, I would never have done that. I never would do that. And I'm thinking, like, I did it and I survived, but I wouldn't recommend anyone else to do it, because I do, kindness is amazing until something bad happens to you, and then it changes you, right? I'm pretty sure people have done something nice to someone, or they've done a ton of nice things, and then that person screwed you over and you feel like, oh, I'm never doing anything nice ever again. This nice thing sucks. But if more people were nice, the world would be a better place, and there would be a few assholes, but there wouldn't be as many as there are, because everyone's, doesn't want to get hurt physically or emotionally. But that's it. Again, that's the story. I don't have much time to do anything else, but I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I hope you guys had a few laughs and maybe have some deep discussion. I hope the comment section is going to be pretty spicy of either my story or maybe a story that happened to you. It would be pretty funny to see. Like, comment, and subscribe, and just remember that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.